Hey everybody, this is Brady Henderson from the First Baptist Church of Gaston, and you're listening to the Menorah Podcast, the podcast that seeks to share the light, speak the light, and send the light of Jesus Christ all across the airways of the internet. Today is Thursday, August the 20th, and it is episode 118 of the Menorah Podcast. We're just one day away from kickoff in Swansea, and if you head over to our, I guess, Allen, I can call it our sister channel, Swansea Tiger Sports Network, later tonight or early tomorrow morning, we'll have the first episode for this season of the Tiger Den Coaches Show of Coach Fox. And Alan, I wanted to kind of open up with Coach Fox, and hopefully our viewers will head over there before they go to the ball game tomorrow night or watch it online. To hear what Coach Fox has to say. We are so blessed in our community to have a great Christian man as our head football coach. As you know, in your history of working in sports media, that is not always the case. And I'm not asking you to name names or anything, but that's not always the case. This past Sunday, we had the football team here. Without going into detail, since I'm the pastor and I'm probably very biased, your thoughts on this past Sunday and what you're looking forward to this season as we hang out with Coach Fox every Wednesday and on Friday nights.
I too agree that we are very fortunate. Not only Coach Fox, but I've talked with a number of those guys, and just about the entire athletic department are super committed to what they're doing. Most of them are Christians, and they use that as they try to lead these young men. And we know that currently there is definitely a vacuum in society for good role models and leadership for our next generation. I've always enjoyed the chats that we have with Coach Fox on Wednesday. I'm not a big sports guy, and so because I don't have that interest, I don't get in. You can tell me the stats, and I can tell that they're good stats or bad stats, but I don't. To me, it doesn't tie into anything. You guys like you can look at catches, or you can go look at throws, and you can say this guy is trending to do this. But I just see a guy catching a ball and a guy throwing a ball. I'm much more of a 10,000-foot view, where you're kind of more of a 2 or 3 inch view, and
Yep.
you can see the whole thing. I've always been that way.
Well, and it's been an interesting week because over a month ago I put the broadcast notes together for Keenan, and I've had to go in and change a lot because of the new climate in high school football. A lot of guys change teams. A lot of guys change positions. We got some guys on our own team who have changed jersey numbers and try to update all that and keep up with it. But anyway, I thought Sunday was great. It was awesome to see so many players. 80% of the varsity team was there. And I think that says a lot.
I thought it looked like we had a pretty good showing. It's hard for me to judge groups of people unless they stand still long enough for me to count them and things like that, which is fairly easy to do in a congregation during a service, but it's not so easy to do on sidelines.
Yeah.
You would think with big numbers on their backs, it'd be easy to keep up with. It's just not quite that easy.
Yeah, exactly.
But I thought we had a great day. All the young men that I encountered were super nice, thankful.
Appreciative.
Yeah,
Good manners.
very good, very well behaved, and just it kind of renews your hope in the next generation.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree. I thought it was a lot of fun. I know a lot of those guys, going to practices. And for this season, Coach Fox has given me an open invitation every day if I want to. I don't do it every day, but if I have time to go and pray at the end of practice. And that might not seem like a big deal. It's only a minute or 2-minute prayer. But as you do that over time, you create a sense and a source of stability for those guys. And I think that's super important that they know that there's a church right down the road that cares about them, that loves them. And I think one way that we prove it, the Bible says over and over again, Alan, that you'll prove that you love the Lord, or you'll prove that you love your spouse, or whatever it is, by your actions. And I think it's easy for us to host them one Sunday out of the year and give them a T-shirt and barbecue. Very good barbecue, by the way. I think that's easy to do, but then when we do something like the Swansea Tiger Sports Network, we're putting action to our words. We're providing you a service of sorts, a community service, but still that's helping them out as well.
Yeah.
And we got to invite them to revival, which is our topic of discussion for today.
Yep.
And so maybe some of them will come out. We strategically did our revival at 7 p.m. They get out of practice at 6:15 p.m. Now, I'm sure they want to go take showers and everything else because that locker room is very smelly, and I'll just leave that there. But we're super excited for our revival services. And so purpose of this episode, talking a little bit about what we already talked about, which was this past Sunday, but also giving you a quick preview of the preachers who are coming to revival and inviting you. And I just want to tell you, I went out on a limb this year. Alan, last year we did a 3-night revival. Year before that, we did a 4-night revival. And so this year, I wanted to do a 5-night revival and just see how it goes. Not many churches do Sunday to Thursday anymore. A lot of the time, it's either Monday to Wednesday or Sunday to Wednesday. Or Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I wanted to try and see what the commitment level will be for 5 nights. I have no idea what it's going to be. I know that we are going to have child care, so keep that in mind. We will be providing that. But I'm interested to see how that 5-night method goes. I could fall flat on my face and there not be very good attendance, but I at least want to give the opportunity for our church to show that they do want to show up for 5 nights of revival.
I'm old enough now that I remember that was the big thing. I can remember the first year that we had a Monday through Thursday because all the kids went to the football game or all kids went out on Friday nights. And that was the big thing was, we felt like we were moving to the beat of the world rather than leading the percussion section. So I can remember that was a discussion when I was very small, and I remember, we used to have revival 5 nights.
And I think that was my thing, Alan, and I did stop it on Thursday night. I'm not doing it on Friday night, but still, that Thursday night is the JV's playing, and that Wednesday, the middle school's playing. So still going to have it and see who comes. But August 23rd, this coming Sunday, revival begins at 7 p.m. and will go through Thursday, August 27th. And so August 23rd, I'm going to go through the list of our speakers, of our preachers, and how excited we are for each one of them. Sunday, August 23rd at 7 p.m. this coming Sunday night, just a few days away, Chuck Sprouse is going to be our guest preacher. He is still serving and currently serving and has served for many years as the senior pastor of the 96th First Baptist Church since 2004. And just this past year, he served as the president of the South Carolina Baptist Convention. And so 96 First Baptist is a church very similar to ours in size, very similar community-wise. Of course, if you'll go back in the history books, Swansea and 96 have played a few type football games before, so the new communities know one another. And, of course, to go back historically, this entire part of the state, not necessarily this part, but a little bit north, this part of the state was known as Orangeburg. But in the beginning of the Revolution, South Carolina was split up into 6 districts. And the 96th district was all the way from like Greenwood-ish, all the way up in the middle through Clinton and all the way to the North Carolina line, which is huge, right? And so anyway, of course, now it's just a small spot. It's well known for the Battle of 96 and things of that nature. I think they're the Wildcats, is their high school mascot. But anyway, Chuck Sprouse, he has served South Carolina Baptist for many years. He and I have been friends. We've gone to South Carolina baseball games before. I think the world of him. His daughter was actually a student at Carolina several years ago. Either that or her husband-to-be was. I can't remember exactly the details of that. But they came to our church for about a year while he was in school. Now they've moved to the other side of Columbia, so they're plugged into a church on the other side of the river, and rightly so. But anyway, so have some familiarity with them. And so I'm excited about Chuck Sprouse. Monday, August 24th at 7 p.m., we have the youngest in our lineup. His name is Kyle Sonfelt, and Kyle is one of what I think, my opinion, is one of South Carolina's up-and-coming preachers. He's currently a student at Fruitland Baptist Bible College, and he's also going to seminary at Camp Creek Online Seminary. And so I think you'll be blessed. He doesn't have necessarily a pastoral position. He's a preacher. He's in school. I've taught with him. He wants to do the opposite of what I did and get through with school and then start pastoring, which I might not be a bad idea. I know we did it the opposite way here, but hey, different folks or different stuff for different folks. And so Kyle's a little bit younger than me. I'm 27. Kyle's probably 22, 23. So really looking forward to him. So he'll be here on Monday night. He has served a lot with Mark Krieger at Mount Bethel Baptist Church in Belton. So they're going to travel a little ways. So that is Kyle Sonfeld. Tuesday, August the 25th at 7 p.m. This name should sound familiar to you all. Larry Baldwin, my pastor Larry, will be preaching on Tuesday night of our revival. And I'm also going to try to see if he'd like to sing for us, but I haven't figured that part out yet. I guess I need to get with Sherelle. He's a singing preacher as well. And so Pastor Larry has been all across the world preaching and sharing the gospel. He's a graduate of Southeastern Baptist Theological Seminary and Anderson University. He's been the senior pastor of Hillcrest Baptist Church in Williamson since 2006, and just a few weeks ago celebrated his 20th anniversary as the pastor. And to commemorate his 20th anniversary, he stood on the roof of the church and preached a sermon. And the congregation stood in the parking lot and listened. Or watched, or however, whatever verb you want to put there. Wednesday, August the 26th, another name that is familiar to you, who has preached here before at 7 p.m. We'll have our revival service with Dr. Tim Clark. He's coming back. He's preached here several times. He is now a retired pastor. Most recently served as the senior pastor of the Holly Springs Baptist Church in Inman for over 30 years. Like I said, he's preached here many different times during my tenure as your pastor. Can't wait to see what the Lord has on his heart for this time. And then we're going to wrap up our revival on Thursday night. I'm encouraging you to still come the last night of revival. The state executive director of the South Carolina Baptist Convention is Dr. Tony Wolf, and he's going to be with us on Thursday night to wrap up our revival services. He's been serving in that role since 2023. Prior to that, he was the associate director, treasurer of the Texas Southern Baptist Convention, and has previously served as a senior pastor and worship pastor, and he is a graduate of the Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary.
Sounds like you have a pretty good lineup for us.
I would say it's pretty good. Not to brag or anything.
When I saw the pictures and I
think I know where you're going.
Yeah, I was like, he had to get somebody younger than him.
I thought you were going to say I took a lot of heat from Pastor Larry, my mentor. He called me. He said, why'd you do that to me? I said, do what? He said, I looked at the graphic and everybody's got a tie on except me. He said, I'm just in a T-shirt in the graphic. I said, oh, my bad, man. My bad. But anyway, super excited for all these guys. It's going to be a great week. Go ahead and start praying about it. Go ahead and start making whatever necessary plans you need to make sure that you're here.
Yep, it should be a very good week.
All right. Well, this has been the Menorah Podcast. We're going to be a little bit shorter today. Hopefully next week, don't quote me on this, hopefully next week, we're hoping to try to, while some of these preachers are here, we're going to try to, quote unquote, get our money's worth. I'm using that phrase very lightly, and just try to get them to be interviewed on the Menorah Podcast so that you'll get to hear from them after revival. And if they ever come back and preach, we'll try to replay the episode. This has been the Menorah Podcast, a podcast that seeks to share the light, speak the light, and send the light of Jesus Christ all across the airways of the internet. See you Sunday.